No gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men gossip like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm my own gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, I ain't you. Cause just hit me on the yeah. I'm a no gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men gossip like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm my own gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, I ain't you. Cuz just hit me on the line, say he up in the city, said Nick come through. He from Philadelphia, and all this
Philadelphia, we found nothing new.
I ain't got too much emotion to feel in the new try missing my mood. From a place with a beef on fire, Camden East Side, ain't nothing new. Remember nights when we used to do crime. We dropped dimes on all we knew. If we got caught, we did not rap. We rather lay flat before we ever told. Cause loyalty still mean a lot to me, even though places on earth is a zoo. Think politics and presidents is gonna stay. Man, I thank God I ain't nothing like you. Ooh, we just multiply, we don't die. We done seen war and survive. And we done got bored with the vibe. But gang, all y'all tough, yeah, ride. We ain't trying to run, we outside. If you ain't king, don't pay us no mind. Cause we do not recognize those who are faking.
We militant, we don't play online. I'm no gang like ooh.
What's all this commotion? Grown men
That's like females, ooh.
Making moves,
ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool.
I'm my own gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, I ain't you. Not killing with bars, I get them with truth, but they call me frivolous. Ooh, I do not beef on computers. I am no fool. No, I'm nothing like you. Every day I am on guard, but I cannot call who real or who fake in my crew. I just know the back door isn't heavy, so I keep my eyes on everything that I see move. Some call it rude, but I call it militant vibe. We do not smile, refuse to go back and forth on computers, and we are too smart to act like we don't notice. Some notice the flow is like Nas. Data gave me the cosign, along with plus rhymes to crack. Taking back and seeing when I was completed, and I'm gonna make it your time. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm floating on cloud 9. We protect the heavily. Mama, don't worry about me dying. God got me, I'm fine. Believe. Don't mind me. I'm floating on cloud 9. We protect the heavily. Mama, don't worry about me dying. God got me, I'm fine. Believe. Yeah, I'm in no gang like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men gossip like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm my own gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, nah, I ain't you. Yeah, you know that gang. No gang.
No gang. Peace to the 5% nation of guys and nerfs. Salam alaikum, alhamdulillah, rahmatullah to the Muslim brothers and sisters in here. Peace to the chat. My sis Mecca Alonzo. Peace to Damien K. Harris. We got magnificent Mecca here, Renee Adams-Jones. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull something up real quick. Instagram. Yeah, I'm right here, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let's just, I know y'all gonna see some. All right, 1 second. I want to get something real quick. Hold up. Myself. This is what we doing. Hold up. I'm gonna share something first so y'all can see. Uh,
the one to their own self-image. Plastic surgeons have new tools that can actually make those scars even less noticeable. Dr. Alan Mass explains those tools are helping a Raleigh woman put a vicious stabbing and hot oil attack behind her.
January 16, 2009.
That's the day Renee Adams-Jones's life changed forever. She considered Melvin Lancaster as just a friend who let her into his home to borrow his computer to email a resume.
And while I was on the internet, next thing I know, I was being stabbed in my head 10 times.
He'd been frying chicken in the kitchen.
And then when he saw I wasn't going down, that's when he poured the hot oil on my head, like from here. Then it went down.
She had third-degree burns on 12% of her body. Then she says he sliced the left side of her face with a scalpel. A neighbor called 911, and Jones eventually went to the J.C. Burns Center and UNC hospitals.
Dr. Holtman came in the room, and I was laying there, and he looked at me, and he said, "I'm going to fix your face."
UNC plastic surgeon Dr. Scott Holtman helped repair the deep cuts in Jones's face and head and used skin grafts to cover the burned skin on her neck and chest.
You know, only a few years ago, we couldn't offer someone like Renee much more treatment. We had to be happy with the results that we got, and quite frankly, they weren't that good.
But advances in lasers offer more options. First, the pulse dye laser is used to reduce inflammation still left on Jones's neck and chest. The intense pulse laser lightens dark scars the same way it can remove age spots.
The CO2, though, is what has emerged recently that may revolutionize burn care.
The CO2 laser is set to zap 15% of small patches of skin, vaporizing abnormal collagen below the surface.
So we did the CO2 laser up on top here, and that does feel softer, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Jones will continue treatments until the scars fade as much as possible. What may never fade is the fear left from the vicious attack.
You know, I don't trust nobody, especially men.
Except possibly one man.
Dr. Holtman is the one who gave me my self-esteem back.
Dr. Alan Mass, WREL Health Team.
Lancaster, the man who attacked Jones, is now serving 15 years in prison. Jones is working as a volunteer with Interact, an agency that helps victims and survivors of domestic violence.
all right, y'all. That's pretty much the beginning. But we're gonna let Renee Adams-Jones tell her story herself, and I want y'all to listen. And I want to start from the beginning, from the very first moment it happened, what she was thinking about, who the guy is, and who she thought the guy was. You know what I'm saying? Before he did what he did. All right, go ahead. Tell your story, man.
Well, my husband, I'm gonna start from the beginning. My husband got arrested, and he didn't know nobody. So, you know, I befriended him. You know, like I was a tomboy. I always hung out with guys. Y'all just more fun. So he was playing like he was gay. So I'm thinking I have a gay friend. And my husband came home, me and my husband separated. And then I went to his house, like they said, to use his computer to email my resume. And while I was on the internet emailing my resume, he stabbed me in my head with the butcher knife first. And then that broke off. And 4 inches of the butcher knife was impaled in my brain. I still have the point. This is why I was saying I didn't trust nobody, because I trusted him. And it can happen to anybody. And this is why I'm sharing the story. So when he stabbed me in my head with the knife, that broke off. So you know the knife set that you would have on your counter? Everything in that was in that set he stabbed me in my head on the left side. He saw I wasn't going down from that. And the reason why I couldn't go down from that, because I was numb. My body was numb. Because I really didn't feel any of that. Once the first stab happened, I didn't feel any of that. So then when he poured the hot oil on me, I said to myself, you better play dead, because if you don't play dead, he gonna kill you, because the more he know you still alive, the more damage he gonna do. So, I had to lay there for 20 minutes while he cut me in my face with the scalpel. He cut me on my back, by my abdomen, just like they told y'all. He did all that. So from there, I went to Wake Medical first, because they trauma, that's what they specialize in. So they had to reconstruct my skull. And then they stabilized me, and then I was airlifted to UNC Burn Center. And the reason why I remember being airlifted, because it got cold and then it was loud. And they was making the Biggie Small movie. Chris Brown beat up Rihanna, and A-Rod was kissing himself in the mirror. And everybody was upset about that. And I wanted to know why they was so upset about this man kissing himself. But I didn't realize I couldn't talk, because see, to me, he did what he did. They took me to the hospital, and I woke up. So in my brain, everything was okay. I had things to do. I couldn't be laying in ICU. So he called the ambulance, and then he tried to say I was his girlfriend, because see, that's easier for somebody to believe, for the type of damage he did, that it was a crime of passion, when it wasn't. But it's okay if that's how people want to take it, because I was there. I lived it. I know it was me. So whatever anybody else think, and however you want to take it, I'll allow you to do that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. So when he left to go walked out after he called the ambulance, then I got up. I got up with all of that damage. I got up, went and knocked on the lady's door. When she opened the door, she lost it, because the condition I was in. But I didn't realize the severity of the damage. So I was standing by her door, and I was telling her to call the ambulance, because I didn't know if he really did it. So I was telling her to call the ambulance. So I just stayed up against the wall, because I didn't want to lay down, because if I laid down, that was it. So I leaned up against the wall. Then that's when the fire department got there first, and then the EMS. And then when I saw them, I gave them everybody in my family phone number. You can research it. They will tell you. I gave them everybody's phone number in the family. They took me to the hospital. I was in a coma for 3 weeks. 7 days later, I woke up, and I was home out of ICU 7 days later, after being in a coma for 3 weeks, because my brain was telling me that I had things to do. So I'm telling my story because this is bigger than me. This story can save somebody's life. This story can make somebody realize that they're in a situation that they don't need to be in, because sometimes the person that's in your circle, that is the one who's going to hurt you the most. See, people be thinking the op is on the other side of the street. No, sometimes your op is right in your circle, because they're the closest one to you, and that's the one you're going to turn your back on, like I turned my back on him. But it's okay, because I had 5 plastic surgery out of the 20 plus they said I needed. They told my family I was going to be in the hospital anywhere from 6 months to a year. January 16, 2009 is when the incident happened. And February 17th, no, the 19th, I was home. I had to learn how to walk, talk, swallow, stand up, all of that. And it's okay, because I'm alive. And I'm happy. I don't have nightmares about it. I don't dwell on it. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. These scars, this is what my face looked like. See? They fixed my face the best they could. And I accept that, because I'm still fabulous. So, you know, anybody that feels the need to call themselves making fun of what happened to me, it doesn't bother me, because I'm here to tell the story. See, I could have not been here. And then they could have told the story how they wanted to tell the story, like somebody tried to do. That's because they didn't have all the information. Okay? Now, even though me and my husband ain't together no more, the one thing that I give him credit for is that he didn't abandon me. He stood by my side because he knew the truth and I knew the truth. He stood by my side. As I got better, we just didn't work out. No need to disrespect nobody. We just didn't work out. But the one thing I can respect him for is that he didn't abandon me at that time when I was down. But I'm gonna tell you this. It was people that lived in my house for free. I have helped them. I have taken care of them. Those are the ones that did not have my back. And you know what? It still didn't bother me, because I met new people who did have my back. So all of the people that were negative or feeding me negative energy because they diagnosed me post-traumatic stress, which means I can lose it at any time if I feel like I got to defend myself. So I try not to put myself around people with negative energy. And then I don't have to worry about it. Then I don't have to be strung out on them painkillers. I don't got to be strung out on Xanax, all that stuff that they prescribe for me. I take none of that. None of it. I go see my psychiatrist. I see my therapist. I talk to them if I'm feeling some type of way. If I need to vent, I tell them about it. But what I'm not going to do is medicate myself. And if I'm going to self-medicate, it is going to be the cannabis plant. That's what it's going to be. It helped with pain. So that is what happened to me. That is my story. I volunteer with Interact. So it's certain information and certain things that I can't talk about and I can't tell you. So when people call themselves doing research, they're not going to find it unless I give it to you.
One second.
And I don't have.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you one question. So, what is the guy's full name?
Melvin Lancaster.
And what happened when you went to court?
Oh, when I went to court? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I found out through the victim advocate people that he was going to court because I had surgery. That surgery y'all watched. The next day he had court. And she called and told me that he had court. So I went to court with the Band-Aid wrapped around my head, everything. I went into the court, and then the judge, was like he didn't comprehend, since there was no drug, no arguing, and no confrontation. Why did I have $600,000 worth of medical bills already? Because see, according to the doctors in the courthouse and the police, I should still be in the hospital. So when I walked into the courtroom to tell what happened, step by step, I walked them through what happened. The judge was upset because they pled him out. So I said to the judge, no, Your Honor, it's okay. I don't agree with the sentence, but I accept it. I said, and I don't accept it for him. I accept it so I can move on with my life. I said, you know what? I even forgive you. And then I looked at the judge and I said, can I go? And he was like, yes. So then the district attorney and his lawyer came behind me and his lawyer said these exact words to me. He said, I really didn't want to defend him, but he has to have a lawyer. He was like, can I give you a hug? Because you're my hero. He said, you walked in there, you told your story. He said, and you exactly what you described is exactly what the police came up with. And I said, I remember exactly what happened to me. I will never forget what happened to me. So then the officer that was handling the case, this is how I got involved with Interact. I didn't just volunteer for that. The officer that was handling the case pissed me off because I felt like it took this man 20 minutes to victimize me, and it took you 2.5 seconds to re-victimize me. If I knew why he did what he did, do you think this would have happened? Because if I would have knew that, I wouldn't have been there in the first place. So that pissed me off, and I didn't want to deal with him no more. So me and the victim advocate lady, we used to talk a lot. And I was telling her, I said, he pissed me off. And she was like, I know. So I ran into him when she wanted me to be on the speaker bureau at Interact. So when I went to fill out the paperwork and everything, he was there. And he was like, oh my God, it's you. And I was like, well, who are you? Because he didn't have, when I seen him, he had a suit on. He had his uniform on this day. So I said, who are you? And he was like, you don't remember me? I said, no, I know your face. I said, but who are you? He was like, I'm the detective that handled your case. He was like, do you mind if I give you a hug? And I was like, sure. I said, you know you pissed me off, right? He said, yeah, I know. He said, I know. He said, I want you'll be good for the Speakers Bureau. He was like, because you stood up to me. He said, you stood up to me. So I said, okay, that's fine. I'll do it. So I started doing it. So then they were sending me to like Shaw University, the police academy when the rookies is graduating. So when I used to go to the rookies, I used to tell them, try not to re-victimize the victim. We don't know why people do what they do. We don't know why they did it. Only the person who did it knows why they did it. Don't make the victim feel like they did something wrong. See, the difference was I'm not a weak or meek individual. So you're not going to tell me what happened to me. I'm trying to tell you what happened to me. You're not going to change the narrative to fit what you feel society might think it should be. No, that's not it. And that's not what it was. So I don't want to talk to you since you got all the answers, what you need with me. So when I go to the academy, this is exactly what I say to them. I said, this is how y'all cannot re-victimize the victim. I said, let's say it's an officer and it's a regular routine traffic stop, right? This person might have a warrant. So the officer, he go with, he leave his fingerprints on the car, but the person in the car decides to shoot him.
Hey, Mecca, hold on a second, Renee. Hey, Mecca, mute up until she finishes talking. Press the mute button on your mic until she finishes talking. You can ask your question.
So I said, so he's shot. Now he's a victim. I said, so should we as society look at that as, oh, well, he got shot. That's part of his job description. And you know what they all say to me? I never thought about it like that. Yeah, most people don't, because it has to happen to you. It has to happen to your niece, your nephew, your mother. It has to happen to somebody close to you. If it doesn't happen to somebody close to you, then you won't have empathy for that. But when it happens to someone you care about, you're not going to care if they was in a relationship. You're not going to care if she had on a short skirt. You're not going to care if she was dancing with him on the dance. You're not going to care about none of that. It's going to matter. The only thing that matters is that this person decided that he wanted to stab me in my head 10 times, cut me up with a scalpel, and pour hot cooking oil on me. He decided that. And I decided that I was going to survive that, because you can't kill me. I'm a warrior. You can't kill me. You can't destroy beauty. I still have my laughter. I still have my joy. I still have my happiness. And nobody is going to take that from me. Nobody. So anything negative anybody is thinking or feeling or whatever, keep it to yourself, because it ain't gonna bother me. My self-esteem is too high. Dude, this is a $1.7 million face. Do you think I care what anybody gotta say about me? When I came from the hospital, I filed my taxes. I rapid refunded, went and picked my money up, and I went to the mall because I felt like a superhero. And by the time I got back to the car, I had no more energy. I was hit with some kryptonite because I was just out the hospital for 4 days.
Hey, Renee.
Yes.
Mecca want to ask you a question. Mecca, you can unmute yourself. Ask Renee a question you want to ask her. Unmute yourself.
Well, first of all, I want to say peace.
Peace.
Peace, man.
I'm sorry, I got to show a bit of excitement because, I've been waiting for this. And Lord knows I know where I'm at, so shh. Listen, before I can start with anything, I got to give you a standing ovation, Queen. Like, you give to the Bible a whole nother meaning. You understand? Like, the world ain't even ready for the understanding of this story here you have. Hold on, y'all gotta bear with me because I'm multitasking here. I got a number of questions, but I'm probably only gonna be able to get a few out. Fortunately, I'm to the end of the line, so I'm gonna steal a few minutes before I pull off again. Just bear with me. You said a multitude of things in this story. When we speak of the trust factor, and we were all having a conversation previous day about things of that nature. The people we trust and the people that we give our time and our energy to, and not receiving it back. When you speak of the people who you say didn't have your back and everything, like transitioning what you was going through and everything, and you saying your ex-husband at the time, despite what was, he knew your truth. So he didn't even question it and coming home and supporting you and all that you was going through. And yet you had people that lived amongst you in your home who you was looking and providing a space for that, kind of basically turned their back on you or whatnot, while still, again, living in your space. Like,
right. I take full responsibility for that, because
absolutely.
I allowed him. See, this is why this is bigger than me. because I allowed him in my personal space. Like, he was around my family, he was around my mom, my son. Like, like, come on. So I take full responsibility in that, because when I was in the coma, the medically induced coma, because I never lost consciousness on my own, I saw my family. Okay, I saw who needed oxygen, who threw up. They were hyperventilating. Like, I felt so bad for my family
That's crazy.
that I put them in that situation, especially my sons. Especially my sons.
The fact that
So
all that you was going through, your mental state still held the compassion for your
yeah,
family
yeah,
and what it is you were enduring. Like,
yeah. People travel from different states to come check on me, and each one of them people had a certain kind of reaction that bothered me. So it made me start realizing you need to start being careful who you allow in your space, because what you do affects the rest of your family, whether you believe it or not. It affects them.
Becky, come unmute your mic, Becky, if you're saying something. Unmute your mic.
We can't hear you.
Unmute. You got to unmute your mic.
no, I know,
There.
I knew I muted me on purpose because I didn't want y'all to hear the noise on this
Okay.
contraption that I'm on. And I was trying to turn the light on
Okay.
so I could be physically present rather than just verbal. I'm in observation of Ramadan, so that's why I was covered. Surviving.
Mm-hmm.
How does that look for you from day one to current day? And the steps of moving forward, and what are tips and things, or not even tips, like, because it's a skill factor in what it is that
What did I do?
you've gone through. Yeah, and another woman who her situation may not even have been severe. Like, I myself am a survivor of domestic violence, and for me it was fight or flight. You know what I mean? Because I was in a position, either I was gonna kill you or you was gonna kill me. And I don't know if that's feasible to say on here, but that's what it was. And because at the time I had a new seed, so for the sake of my seed, I opted to leave. And that's how I got back to my roots over here on the East, because I was in the West. You know what I mean? And those was in the days where the colors wars had really, really just, had become profound and everything down on the West. And when I came back to the East, I still had trauma, because when I finally did decide to get a new boo, he also, still had them tendencies or whatnot and wanted to fight. So it's like, okay, I always say this, at some point, you know what I mean? We pick those who we deal with. So at some point, the common denominator becomes self. You know what I mean? When it comes to dealing with a person in that magnitude. So I know for me, I had to at some point assess myself, like, listen, you can't constantly keep blaming the type of man you with, because your mind to check is attracting this. So for yourself, how did you burrow out of that to get to a space of even being able to want to even have companionship from another man?
Oh, okay. First, I had to learn to trust my sons again, because they were men. You see? Even though I know and I knew they not going to do anything to me, because they stepped up as men should do and looked out for their mother. Shout out to my son. Y'all know I'm
Indeed.
y'all and I love y'all dearly. But anyway, I had to accept the fact that I was post-traumatic stress. Because when they first told me that, they was like, "Oh, your diagnosis is post-traumatic stress," and I was like, "What? I ain't been in no war. What are you talking about? That's people military." So
Because
then,
we in our communities, we don't acknowledge that or understand what that truly is.
so then they was like, "Yeah, because you're depressed," and I was like, "I'm not depressed because I'm alive. Like I survived that. Like what do I have to be depressed for? Like y'all just trying to medicate me." See, everything that they were telling me, I was fighting against it. Right where I started, I ain't even gonna front. I had like 25 different psychiatrists because every time they told me I was depressed or post traumatic stress, I fired him. I don't want this man. I don't want him. He don't know what he's talking about. And then it was finally one that stood up to me. And I said, I'm not post traumatic stress and I'm not depressed. Stop telling me that. Stop trying to convince me that that's what's going on with me. And then he said, "You know why you think you're not post traumatic stress disorder?" And I said, "Why?" That's because, I get smart like that. So I'm like, "Why?" And he said, "Because you was never put in a situation where you felt you have to defend yourself." I said, "Oh, snap. He right. Wow." Because I wasn't going around people at the time. You see? So I said, "That's why I don't go outside. Because I
Be
think someone
triggered.
will attack me." So then I said, "What? I'm going outside." Even though I was going outside from the time I came from the hospital, because the neighbor that lived across the street from us, oh, snitch, he a snitch. I used to sneak out when my husband would go to work to go to the store, and I wasn't supposed to be outside because of the burns that was from my forehead. See, this was third degree burn, this whole area and this area. That was third degree burn. So I wasn't supposed to be in the sun. But I'm hard headed. That's why, the knife broke off because my mother always said I was hard headed. She told me I was hard headed. So I had to accept, you see, the same way I accept what happened to me, I had to
Right.
accept the fact that I'm I'm diagnosed post traumatic stress. And I started noticing as I was eliminating the people that was feeding me negative energy, I started becoming more happier, even my husband, even though he was there
Oh,
for
so
me.
that answers my next question then, because I was going to ask,
Mhm.
once you acknowledge the post-traumatic stress, did you begin to assess a difference in yourself and how
I,
did you dealt
I,
and move forward?
access, I looked at everything in a new light. That is when I realized that even though I, at that time, I still loved my husband, we couldn't be together. We
Mm.
couldn't be a couple because his energy was negative, which was feeding me negative energy, which was like, yo, this dude really gonna make me hurt him. Like
Mm.
I'm playing. So the day he left, this is for real. And it might sound messed up what I'm getting ready to say, but it's the truth. The best thing he ever did in the marriage was pack his stuff and left.
Mm.
I have not. I used to when we were together together. I stayed at the headache clinic. They couldn't find out why. The neurologist was like, "All your brain activity is no normal." He said, "We even opened another realm in your brain while you was in the hospital because you. That's how I found out I never lost consciousness on my own." Um, I, you have to accept things. You just got to accept it. It
Well,
is
let me
what
ask
it.
you this, because I'm going to have to come off the camera in a short, but I'm going to still be audio. Do you feel, at any point, do you feel, even up to now, that in the course of that whole experience and the growth and development that you've come out of it, do you think or feel any part of it has innate violent tendencies for you? Like, do you see yourself snappy or, reactionary a lot more now than you may have or would have been then?
It depends on the situation and the individual and their energy. You see?
Because we seen the whooping that you
Huh?
Yeah, because we seen the whooping recently. You done put on some folks. I'm just saying,
Oh,
verbal
but
stuff.
see, I wouldn't have even went that level. I ain't talking like that now.
No facts. That's why I asked that question.
So it depends on the energy. See, I can match energy. And see, that's part of the post-traumatic stress disorder. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to switch it off. You see? So since I knew that and I'm still in touch with reality and I'm not delusional, okay? Then I know that certain individuals with certain kinds of behavior I can't be part of my circle. They cannot. Because I don't know what I might do to you. If I feel I'm going to have to hurt you. Because it's going to be tunnel vision. It's going to be tunnel vision. And before I wake up in some hospital medicated because of the diagnosis, because you, or no, not you, I let you get me to that point, I might well stay away from you. See, either way, all the decisions is mine. I can either go back and forth with you, or I could just not deal with you. And I'd rather not deal with you. See, that was who you talking about. I said what I had to say. That is over. You wanted to put my story out in a negative light when if you were smart, you would have had me up there to debate you.
Big facts.
You would have had the real facts.
Big facts.
Because the 911 recording was released because the people in North Carolina wanted to know what happened to me. The reason my family allowed them to put that recording out. My sons allowed that because the people wanted to know what happened to me and how I was doing. I allowed WRAL and I asked Dr. Holtman to film that surgery because
I got one more question before I come out the chat. I'm sorry to cut you off, Queen. Do you have, I don't know if advice would be the right word, but for lack of that, you think that you can give, and I won't even just say a woman, anyone, male, female, on how to, I guess, safeguard or, you know, do you think there's any protective measure that someone can take in a situation like that? I mean, because like you said, you thought this was a friend and you was blindsided, you know. Do you feel like there was any signs or anything that could have told you or made you understand something different?
It's always signs. It's always signs. But for some reason, we seem to overlook them. I don't know why. But the signs are there because once it happened and I went back and started thinking, it was certain things that took place that I should have put under control.
What's one of them things? What's one of them signs?
Like right now today, right? If I meet somebody, right?
I'm coming out of video, but I'm in audio still.
So if I meet a person, right, and they want to date me, okay, I tell them, look, I really don't want to be in no relationship. So let's start off as friends. And I don't argue in the street. This a grown woman relationship. You got one time to cross me now. One time. For me to see anything strange, out the ordinary. I don't care if we holding a civil conversation and your voice escalate. I can't see you no more. That's just what worked for me. But in order for me to be able to give someone legitimate advice, I would need to know the individual because everybody's story is different. Everybody's personality is different. And sometimes when people are telling the story, they're the victim. See, I'm the kind of person that tells everything. I tell what they said, what I said, and that's the only way I can get good advice. And I learned that from going to see the therapist and the psychiatrist.
Indeed, because we in our previous conversation, you know, we just all chopped it up. I like something that you say consistently, that I wasn't a victim, I was victimized.
Yeah, I'm not a victim. I refuse to be a victim. See, a victim won't leave the house. You see, the victim is still they over medicated because they have not accept the fact that it's not their fault, that they did nothing wrong. And the reason why a lot of them cannot accept the fact is how society look at stuff. Like, you see what the person tried to do, and he didn't even have all the information. And all he had to do was contact me. I ain't got no problem. I stand in mine. Whatever I did it. Whatever I didn't do, it wasn't me. I don't have a problem with that. So I can't really, if somebody has an issue, right, then they will have to call me because I will have to get the feel of who they are and their disposition, because what works for me might not work for them. Mm-hmm. What works for them might not work for me. So, yeah. That's the only way I can answer that.
So,
well, I'm sorry, Coach Brother. I love y'all or whatnot. Again, you get my all the way salute, sis. I'm about to come out and go back into the regular chat because it's time to pull out.
All right.
All right, salute, Mecca.
Peace.
Peace.
Now, how I get out of here?
I don't know.
I got you.
So.
All right, go ahead, Mecca. Go ahead, finish saying with Miss Renee Adams. Finish speaking your truth. But yo, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
That 911 call. What can I find that 911 call on so people can hear?
If you go back to the go back to the very first video you showed, that's the first video. The second video was the after what my face looked like, but they know that now, so we don't got to show that.
Yeah.
You go back to the newspaper article, it'll play it.
You got it on Instagram, right? Send to me on Instagram, right?
No, I didn't send that. I didn't send that because I really didn't want to hear that.
Okay, I got you. Well, you don't have to hear that. We don't have to play it.
But yeah, I really didn't want to hear that because I don't know, because I want to say kudos to the dude who reminded me that this person was getting ready to get out in a couple of years. So I don't know how, hearing that, I don't know how I might react now. Yeah. Because it's short time now. Now in the beginning, I mean, I probably can handle it because I'm a trooper.
Nah, we don't have to play it. We don't have to play it. We don't have to play it. Don't worry about it. We ain't playing that.
Looking to see if somebody has some questions in the chat.
Anybody have any questions? The link is pinned in the chat. Y'all can hit the link and ask her whatever questions y'all need to ask her. The survivor.
It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to answer it.
It doesn't matter what it is. She's definitely going to answer. So, you know what I'm saying?
I got an answer for everything, don't I, Born?
Yes, ma'am. But since you got to answer for everything, I'm going to let y'all, the people that wasn't in the chat that didn't see the video, I'm going to put the video back in again so y'all can check it out.
Play the second one.
You said the second one too, right?
Yeah, I sent this follow-up.
Let me see.
But the first one do explain more.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see something. here. Let's see, let me go to the messages real quick. Let me see. This one right here, right?
The one I got on the black.
Oh, nah, they did some bullshit. Let me see something.
The one when I got on the black dress.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see. When you got a black dress. Some of them won't let me get that one.
They won't let you get it?
Nah. Hold on. I go right here to the website. Should be another one on here too, right?
Yeah. Where you went to the website?
Well, I'm on UNC Charlotte right now. I'm on UNC right now. Let me see. The one you got the black and the purple shirt on.
Well, the purple shirt, that's the first one. That's before the surgery. And then the one in the black dress, that's after the surgery. That's 18 months later. The one in the black dress is 18 months later.
Let me go to the. I'm gonna go. Let me search it up. Let me. Matter of fact, I know what I'm gonna do. Hold on 1 second. I know. So UNC. Tell me the site again. I'm about to go to the site. Tell me the site right now. So I go to the site.
Okay. WRAL.
WRAL. News. Is that it? Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah. And put search
new laser surgery treatment.
Let me see. Search this shit real quick. I forgot to search it with this.
You can put it. Okay, this is what you can do. Right? You can put in, because they together.
Oh, no, I got a new laser surgery treatment.
Yeah, new lasers.
Renee, hold on a second, Renee. I got it. Renee. R-E-N. How you spell your name? I'm blind as hell right now. How you spell your name, Renee?
R-E-N-E-E.
R-E-N. Yeah, R-E-N-E-E. Renee Adams-Jones. All right, I know I ain't tired. And advanced search. All right, let's see. Oh, this should be coming up. Hold up. It was all right. I got it right here. Boom.
Style, more everything. During Ram Truck Month, save more on a new Ram truck with this limited time offer.
Surgeons now have more tools to help patients with severe burns and lacerations.
More than a year ago, we told you about a Raleigh woman who survived a disfiguring attack and underwent surgery to repair those scars. Dr. Alan Mask shows us how her appearance and her life has changed.
January 16, 2009.
That's the day Renee Adams-Jones' life changed forever. She was in the home of a friend, Melvin Lancaster, when he suddenly attacked her head and face with a knife.
That's when he poured the hot oil on my head, like from here, and it went down.
Surgeons at the J.C. Burn Center at UNC Hospitals repaired the deep cuts to her face and started skin grafts on her third-degree burns.
But we always had this nagging sense that we weren't doing enough for patients. We weren't all of their cosmetic concerns.
Jones was UNC plastic surgeon Dr. Scott Haltman's first patient using a series of new laser tools. The pulse dye laser reduces leftover inflammation from burns. The intense pulse light lightens dark scars.
The CO2, though, is what has emerged recently that may revolutionize burn care.
Exapts 15% of small patches of skin, vaporizing abnormal collagen below the skin surface. 17 months later, Jones feels transformed.
I've been happy.
Fantastic.
Now Renee is again Dr. Haltman's first patient inside the new UNC Burn Reconstruction and Aesthetic Center.
We are combining the ability to do aesthetic services with the needs of our reconstructive patients in a way that's never been done before.
Jones won't need more laser treatments. A medical esthetician can help her with topical treatments and chemical peels to further lighten scars. Jones's greatest reconstructive work has already taken place in her own mind.
I took a negative and turned it into positive because I'm not a victim. I'm a boss.
She speaks at colleges and community groups about her experience.
I'm helping other people, which helps me. And the more I talk about it, the better I feel. I beat the odds of survival and I'm still succeeding.
Dr. Alan Mask, WRAL Health Team.
All right. Hey, Renee, what you were saying?
About what?
I thought you had said something.
Oh, I said I looked good in that picture that they post up there with my burns.
Yeah, you sure enough did. Karen Harris said, "What was his karma?" That man didn't receive that man didn't receive his karma yet. 15 years ain't karma for what he did. His karma is when it happens to him. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. You steal from me, I cut off your hand. That's what it is. You rape me, you rape a woman, you get your penis amputated, things like that. That's justice for somebody like that.
Oh,
Shakai Clothing. She rocking my brother, my boy Shakai for Shakai Clothing.
Yeah.
North New Jersey, Brick City. You know what I'm saying? She rocking that shirt. That's a nice shirt right there. Shakai. You ain't here, bro. You missing out. But she's rocking your shirt, bro. Oh, my Aunt Pebbles said, "What's up?" Hey, Pebbles.
Hey, Pebbles.
We doing the show. Renee Adams, Miss Vonda Crawford. You know what I'm saying? We telling her story. She came down to the house in Charlotte. You met her. Yeah. But yeah, that's justice for somebody that victimized women. The same thing that happened to the woman he victimizes, it should be the same thing that happened to him. Need Q peace. That's how I feel about that. So go ahead and see what you want to say, Renee.
Somebody said take them shades off.
Yo, Kay Harris emphatically now Cypher. I'm chilling. Now go.
So, that's my story.
That's her story. And like I said, I left the link in the chat for anybody want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Want to ask questions? If nobody asks no questions in another minute some change, we're gonna end this with my boy Chris Down banging in your ear. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can ask me whatever y'all want. I'll answer it.
We give them a chance to answer questions.
Yeah, so I had to go to physical therapy one time. I went to speech therapy one time. I've been driving myself back to the doctor. Oh, you ready?
No, I'm ready. Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, because I see the little Chris Stone up. So
I put him up, but keep talking so I can just hit him when it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, so I did all that. I had to recondition my thinking. That's all you have to do is recondition your thinking and ask yourself, what's best for me? Some people might say that's selfish, but it's really not. I had to learn that. I was the type of person that anytime somebody needed help, here I come. But when I was down, them same people that I did all of that stuff for, I couldn't even get a bottle of water. It was people that I didn't even know that saw my story on the news, and they came and sent me gift cards, made sure I was okay, made sure the people wanted to know that I was okay. The people in North Carolina is glad I survived that. Even the captain came to the house and said he had to come see me because I'm so little and I survived that.
Walking miracle. But you know what they say though? The smaller a person is, usually the easier they heal.
But I think, uh, I don't want to say it was Dr. Holtman, but one of my doctors told me that the reason why I healed as fast as I did, because I didn't have a lot of fat cells. Like I didn't get the.
Hold on, 1 second, Renee. Somebody asked a question. When
Mhm.
was the first time you realized that this person was crazy after your recovery?
That wait.
When was the
When
first time you realized this person was crazy after your recovery?
um when I woke up in ICU.
She said it wasn't recovery. When she woke up at ICU, she knew he was crazy. What was the
When I
first signs of crazy that you seen him before that happened? Because you said it's always signs. What was the first
oh,
signs you seen?
the first thing I should have paid attention to is when me and my husband separated, and you talk to people because that's supposed to be your friend. So
Yeah.
you talk to people, and the energy was different. I can't explain it. Like the energy was different. It was like I thought you was on that side, but now you acting like this. You see?
Oh, so he really played the gay role position, the gay position, and then once you separate from your husband, he started trying to come at you on a low.
Yeah. But you when somebody give you the impression that they on that side, then you're not paying attention as much as you should be
Yeah.
because they're moving like it. They're talking like it. So, you know, I don't know. I should have picked that up, that energy. And that's why now, and I know that was that's the number one factor, because now if okay, like it was this guy, right? So he used to come cut my grass and stuff like that. So I kept telling
Yeah.
him, I see you as a friend. I see you as a friend. I see you as a friend. So the more he was around me, the more he started acting like we was in a relationship. So I told him what happened to me. I said, this is why you can't do this, because we're not in a relationship. So if you start doing stuff, I'm a fall back.
Yeah.
So, it went on for a couple of times. So finally one day I said, you know what? You're gonna keep on doing what you're doing, and I'm not even gonna want you to cut my grass. I'm not even going because I'm paying you to cut the grass. So I'm not even gonna want you around me, period at all. So the next time he questioned me on something that you would ask your girlfriend, he ain't been around me since. Because I remember that. See, I remember that I didn't pay attention to that the first time.
Yeah.
So now if you react a certain way and I know where I stand with you, then I can't be around you because then you can't get a chance to hurt me if I don't allow you around me. But that was one of the signs.
Okay.
But everybody is different because, like, when I talk to the women, a lot of those women told me that they would have preferred for the man or woman, because men be in there too.
Yeah.
They just don't like nobody to let it be known, but they be in there too. They say they rather for the person to actually beat them because the scars heals, but verbally it psychologically mess you up because the words don't heal, but the
Yeah.
scars do.
And
This is
I can tell
this
you something. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, this is what they say.
That's true. Because my first marriage, you know what I'm saying? My wife, she played the victim, like the victim role, like about all her previous relationships. And I was like I was kind of a Captain Save-A-Hole ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I was a simp for tears and a sad story. Not realizing that a lot of things that happened to her, she brought it on herself. She did it because of her attitude, the way she was. That's why a lot of guys left her. They wasn't beating on her, they just left her. You know what I'm saying? She was the violent one. She was verbally abusive and physically abusive. I had to protect myself one day and put on her ass. And it never happened again, but that when I had to do that, I knew there was no need for us to ever be together again. You know what I mean? I tried to make it work out for my son for a couple of years, here and there, in and out, moving in and out the house, getting my own place, coming back to Jersey for a little while. My grandmother got sick, took care of her, and I was dating another young lady I knew since childhood. She seen that, and she's like, "I want my husband back," and I was like, "You know what? This is what's gonna have to happen if we gonna be together. If not, then I can't rock with you no more." So I was like, I want to be back around my son, be with my son. So I gave her another chance. And not 6 months later, she started that arguing and calling names and being disrespectful again. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this broad. So she had me in fucking jail.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I understand that verbal and mental abuse shit, you know what I'm saying? Even for a man's standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, this is the thing. Like some of the men I talked to, and they was like, well, I don't want to press charges on her because I don't want to look weak. And I said, so if you hit her back, what's going to happen to you? They're going to come lock you up, right?
Facts.
So I'm going to let her keep abusing you. And then when you get fed up and you hit her, you going to go to jail for all of it like you were the aggressor the whole time. Even if you just go file a police report.
Yo, listen, Renee, check this out. One day it got so hard, it got so bad. So I was like, you know what? I ain't trying to hit her. So I kept holding her off me. And I called the cops like, yo, I need to come in because I was trying to leave, but she wouldn't let me leave. And she was trying to fight me from the door, and I didn't want to put my hands on her. My little son was there, so I called the cops. As soon as the cops got there, you know what the first thing they did?
Start laughing?
Yo, they started questioning me and running my background.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
you know why?
That's why men don't call the cops.
You know why? Because 9 times out of 10, y'all won't do it. So when a call is made, it's already in their head that the man did it. It's already, let me tell you something. Okay. And this is the first and last fight me and my husband had. I came home from work one day. He put his hand around my throat because he was like 6 something, and my feet wasn't touching the ground. And my brain said, when your feet hit land, you're going to tear his ass up. And when my feet hit land, I started tearing his ass up. We had to do 48 hours. We had to do 48 hours. That's the first and the last fight we had. So I got charged with assault with a deadly weapon. He got charged with assault on a female. I got the felony. He got the misdemeanor, and nobody had a weapon. So then, right, there's more. So then after they're going to make me do the 72 hours, they're going to come and arrest me. So we go down to the magistrate office. They fingerprint us. My piece of paper came out. That's it. His paper started folding like an accordion. Now he's the aggressor, and now I'm the victim. But before, I was the aggressor because they asked me if he was the aggressor, then why he had more bruises than me? Because I ain't no punk. And if I was in here being chalked, y'all would be getting skin from under my nail. But they arrested both of us. I had to pay $150 to get out. We never had that issue again. And this was before I got hurt. Years before I got hurt. We never had that issue again.
How was you able to coexist with him after that happened?
Coexist with who?
Your husband in the household after the
after we did the 48 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, it was easy because he knew that it wasn't going to happen again because he had to go to jail. We both had something to lose. We had jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if this didn't happen on the Friday, where we had to do the weekend, let's say it would have happened on a Monday. We probably wouldn't have had no jobs. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So how the bills gonna get paid if ain't nobody got no job? See, sometimes you got to start thinking, and sometimes you need to realize that the person you're in the house with might be holding you back from your full potential.
Facts.
Because when you in confusion and conflict and combative situation, you can't think straight.
Indeed.
So you can't think what my next move is because you're too busy bringing up stuff that happened in 1977 when we're in 2022. So you're stuck there. And then it's, but I don't want my kids not to have a father or not to have a mother. Just because you and the parent, the father, is not together doesn't mean they can't have both parents. Because what you rather have, you rather be in the house with the mother and the father and y'all arguing, calling each other out their name, disrespecting each other, and the kids is watching that, and then you wonder why your son grow up to beat on women or your daughter is running around doing stuff that they feel like females shouldn't be doing because they brain is clogged up because they can't do their homework because y'all argue. They can't concentrate. So I'd rather for like me and my kids' father, we weren't together. He got married. He had a whole new life. I got married. I had a whole new life. Like what? What do I mean? I don't want to talk to him now after I was talking to him when we made the baby. So why wouldn't I talk to him later? Why would I care if he has another woman? Why should he care if I have another woman? What do that have to do with the kid? Absolutely nothing. See, the parents sometimes.
Give me another man. Give me another man, not another woman, another man. You said what?
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going back and forth the way I'm going. I'm talking to everybody. I'm putting man, woman, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. So that's why some girls got daddy issues. It ain't because their father went there. My father wasn't living in the house with me, and I ain't got daddy issues. I ain't never gonna call no man my daddy. That sounds like incest to me. Why would I call you my daddy? You ain't my daddy. So that's just me. But you got to start putting the kids first. Like, see, with my sons, and my mama will tell you this, I raised 2 black males by myself. Well, I had my husband, but by the time he came, they were already 12 and 14. So I already instilled value, morals, and respect for them. So that's my doing. no child support, did not go to the court to ask for none. Didn't matter. You know why? Because they were my responsibility. At the end of the day, yeah, he made it. We made it together. But at the end of the day, those were my kids. So my happiness did not matter. My kids came first. And anybody that know Renee Adams-Jones, Baby New Year's, Boom Cat, Renee, Logic, Queen, these is all the different names that I got. They will tell you nothing or nobody came before my kids. And that is why right now today, my sons are productive citizens in society and they love their mother dearly. And she loves them because I sacrificed for them. I could have had weaves. I could have had all the jewelry. I could have had all of that stuff. But guess what? They was going to have to go to college one day. Them weaves, them Gucci bags, all that jewelry, that wasn't going to pay for that because as soon as I walked out the store with it, the value of it dropped. So, got two kids, 13 months apart. That means they graduating right behind each other. So, where do I have time for fake nails? Where did I have time for weaves and stuff? That stuff costs a lot of money when you got kids. After they grown, you can get all that. Because now you got clear money. Got clear money. Kids always need some. My oldest son was 10 years old wearing a 10 shoe, a 32 waist, 2X and an L at 10 years old. So I had to sacrifice. I had to do without a lot of stuff that I wanted. Yeah, and I got all that name brand stuff too. Yeah, know how I got it? My sons brought it because they know I ain't. So you get out of your kids what you put into your kids. I didn't allow my sons to be out there on the drug corner. I can't stop them from having little friends that was doing whatever they was doing, but I bet not had to catch my sons doing none of that. None of that. And they're bigger than me. Always have been. None of that. The school knew. None of that. No, you're going to be a productive citizen in society. Because I'm not coming to the jailhouse. I'm not taking care of no babies. I'm not doing none of that. So you make a baby, you want to run around here and think because you play sports and all the girls like the little sport players, and you want to stick a little wee-wee up in something and you create something, you going to school and you working. Because my grandchild ain't going to be without. Period. Period. And if you ain't ready for that responsibility, then wrap it up. And that goes out for whoever. Wrap it up. Because I ain't be stuck with no kids. Not all this. Not all this. Can't do it.
All right. So yeah, nobody had no more questions, I see. Renee, I appreciate you telling your story.
Oh, listen. Some says Fat Checker said you went through hell and back, and Odin cries over a dude he never met in person.
Hey, I'm a no gang like who? Renee, you ready to hear your song, girl?
Whenever you are.
Hold on, let me put that thing on.
So what y'all think of my face? Hold up. What y'all think? Y'all think he did a good job?
Yes, he did a great job.
Y'all think he did a good job?
Great job. My girl.
I hit it.
Hold on, let me hit it for you.
Yeah, I'm in no
No gang like ooh.
What's all this commotion?
Grown men gossip like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gonna lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm my own gang, my own thing. I'm my own, and I ain't shoot.
Cuz just hit me on the line, say he up in the city, said Nick come through. He from Philadelphia, they're known as Philadelphia. They the fam, nothing new. I ain't got too much emotion to feel in for those trying to mess up my mood. From a place with a beef on fire, Camden East Side, ain't nothing new. Remember nights when we used to do crime. We dropped dimes on no one we knew. If we got caught, we did not rap. We rather lay flat before we ever told. Cause loyalty still mean a lot to me, even though places on earth is a zoo. Think politics and presidents is gonna save them. Man, I thank God I ain't nothing like you. We just multiply, we don't die. We done seen war and survive. And we done got bored with the vibe. But gang, all the all tough, yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
We ain't trying to run, we outside.
Somebody got another question. Hold up. Somebody got another question. You read what Mecca said?
Oh,
Renee.
told you. I'm trying to read it. Wait a minute. Read it.
I got a question, but I can't come in the chat. It's always said in order to get closure and move forward, that you have to forgive the person that is wrong. Do you agree?
Hell yeah. Didn't you hear me say in the beginning when I went to the court, I told that, look, I did not forgive him for him. I forgave him for me so I can go on with my life. Because if I didn't forgive him, I would forever be dwelling in that. And that's not good. I've been in the house, don't want to wash my ass like other people I know. Like it's a lot of factors that come in to not forgiving somebody that did something wrong to you. You're not forgiving the person for them. You're doing it for your soul. You're doing it for your inner being. You're doing it for you. See, that's why I can go outside. I can even be around people. It was a period of time where I couldn't even have nobody stand behind me because my back was turned. But now I'm good. Just give me 6 feet. But yeah, you have to. Look, that's the only way. This is just my opinion from my experience and from what I went through. I totally forgive him. I don't have nightmares about it. I don't dwell on it. I might talk about it to somebody because they might be going through something. I'll be like, you know what, I survived. And then they'll always say, man, you survived that? Then I know I can get through this. I'll be like, exactly. Because I don't tell this to everybody. So it's certain times when I speak on it, and it's certain time I'm not going to speak on it, depending on what the person is going through. Because this is bigger than me. It has to be bigger than me because I'm a little itty bitty person. So, yes, that is the first step to recovery, to healing, is to forgive them for you. Because if y'all think I'm gonna ever forget, or if I see him in person, like, I don't know how I'm gonna react to that. But you know, that's why I don't have nightmares. That's why I'm not reliving it over and over and over and over. Because when I forgave him, it released, it let all that out. All that disappeared. It disappeared. But what I'm not gonna let you do is think that you're gonna say anything about me and you don't know me, that it is going to bother me, because it's not. Even the people that know me, what they say don't bother me, because I don't care what nobody think of me. I know my self-value. I know what I've been through. I know where I came from. And I know where I'm at now. And I also know how I got there. And all these scars, because there go the skin graft. This is the skin graft on my neck. See? That's the skin graft. Right there. Okay? I don't care. Those is beauty marks. Those is beauty marks right there. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out here. Hold on one second though. Let me do it like this again.
No gang, no gang, no gang, no gang, like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown men got like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm on gang, do my own thing. I'm a home man, nah, ain't shoot. Cuz just hit me on the line, say he up in the city, say Nick come through. We from Philadelphia, Philadelphia, we fam, nothing new. I ain't got too much emotional feeling for those try missing my mood. From a place with a beef on fire, can't really side, ain't never knew. Remember nights when we used to do crime. We drop dimes on we knew. If we got caught, we did not rap. We rather lay flat before we ever told. Cause loyalty still mean a lot to me, even though places on earth is a zoo. Think politics and prejudice is gonna save them. Man, I thank God I ain't nothing like you. We don't want to cry, we don't die. We done seen war and survive. And we done got bored with the vibe. The gang on the tough, yeah, line. We ain't trying to run me outside. If you ain't king, don't play it, don't mind. Cause we do not recognize those who are faking. We militate, we don't play online. I'm no gang, no gang, no gang, no gang, no gang, like ooh. What's all this commotion? Grown man got like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm on gang, I'm on gang, I'm on gang, now I ain't shooting, I'm killing bars. I get them with truth, but they call me frivolous, ooh. I do not beef on computer, I am no fool. No, I'm nothing like you. Every day I am on guard, but I cannot call. Who will who faking my crew, I just know the back door isn't heavy, so I keep my eyes on everything that I see move. Some call it rude, but I call it militant vibe. We do not smile, refuse to go back and forth on computers, and we are too smart to act like we don't notice. Some notice the flow is like Nas. Data gave me the cosign, along with rhymes or crack, say come back and see him when album's completed, and I'm gonna make it your time. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm from North Carolina, be protecting heavily. Mama, don't worry about me. Got me on time, believe. Don't mind me. I'm from North Carolina, be protecting heavily. Mama, don't worry about me. Got me on time, believe. I'm a no gang, no gang, no gang, no gang, like ooh. What's all this emotion? Grown man, that's like females, ooh. Making moves, ain't gon' lose. Mama ain't raised no fool. I'm on gang, do my own thing. I'm my own man, now like you. Yo, we on some real king shit and some queen shit.
Hear ye.
Peeps for 5% Nation of Gods and Earths. Salam alaikum, hamdulillah, rahmatullah to all the Muslim brothers and sisters. And everybody in the chat, I salute y'all for coming out. And Renee, salute y'all too. We out of here. Peace.